was going to ask actually, Rajeev, what you were trying to achieve with the look of the movie?
Sure,
I think it's not sort of plainly realistic.
Yeah. Well, it's the movie has a mixture of a realistic and a romantic tone, and I think that's sort of the balance we're trying to strike with the visuals, the storytelling, the pacing. It was meant to play at a certain pace to draw you in and make you care about the characters slowly but surely, and kind of because their world is slow and methodical, and I think what's sort of interesting about what I've liked about the script is sort of these characters making their way through a life that is difficult and not leaving this town that's died and choosing not to leave because there's something about this lifestyle that they care about. And I wanted to capture the beauty of, sounds a little bit like pretentious, but the beauty of sort of like nothing, basically, where it's like empty landscapes and broken, empty giant neighborhoods, and we shot in a place that was basically 90% abandoned, and it's and really it lent itself. I mean, all these houses, they're all real. They're just places to be found, and people live in all those houses. It's amazing. I mean, no, in very small portion, but it's incredible what we found there. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
I missed the credits. Where was it filmed?
Oh, it was filmed partially in Barstow, in California, faking for Texas. Some shots in Texas, but almost entirely in Barstow, and a town called Daggett, which is right outside Barstow. And we filmed the interiors, a lot of them actually in Los Angeles. So they would in a lot of shots in the movie, they would walk into a door in a house in Barstow, and then they would enter a house that we shot on in a house or a stage or a location in LA. Almost no interior at all was shot out there. And so, yeah. Yeah, please.
What can you tell us about the actors, actresses in the movie and songs that were sung by them?
Sure. Well, the actor you could probably.
That Jackson character, he was a pain in the ass to work with. The actors came together fantastically well. Jonathan Banks was just fantastic to work with, from Breaking Bad, and Joan Van Ark, another just pleasure, and John McGinley, and the lead actors were fantastic. I think one of the biggest tricks we had was the music.
Yeah, and like this was kind of one of the challenges of the movie, is that you have a lead actress who has to do some heavy-duty acting, but also has to pull off singing. And I think we basically had two choices: either find an amazing actress and a different singer and fake her singing, or find someone who could do both. And we basically lucked out by finding Laura Bell Bundy, who, I don't know if you recognize her, but she was nominated for a Tony for playing on Broadway, for playing in Legally Blonde, and is a kind of a up-and-coming rising star in the country music world, as well as an actress who's been on Nashville and been on Hard Dixie and a bunch of other TV shows, and she really fit the bill. Like, she was able to, at least I think, pull off the dramatic scenes well. All the singing you hear in the movie is all her. There's no faking, and most of the songs are actually sung live, so they're sung on set right there on the day. They weren't looped. They weren't done afterward in the studio, except for one.
Which proved tricky when they were rewriting all the songs, and she signed to Universal and
we had a lot of
Sony. We had to get a lot of releases after the fact.
Yeah, music is always tricky in movies because you always have to, both music that you license as well as sing, because there's always rights involved, and everyone, who has the soundtrack rights versus this, and we're negotiating now all these deals to sort of put it out there, because a lot of people love the music and want to be able to buy it. And I hope you do too. So, yeah.
Any more questions?
The song that she was singing live, that wasn't the one at the funeral, was it?
There was actually, yeah. The funeral one was entirely live, sung on the day. Actually, that in particular, and again, the bad version you saw unfortunately didn't show off that was shot entirely at sunset. So it was actually a very funny day, because we had this 5-minute straight song to get through. And basically the sun is setting, and we have, you have roughly 12 minutes of light when it's perfect. That really, and every shot has to be gotten in those 12 minutes. So we set up a whole bunch of cameras, got ready for the time. I mean, hundreds of extras, a horse, a casket, this Laura microphone ready to record her voice, make sure she's ready to sing. Rhett's basically like tearing his hair out because he's so nervous we're going to miss the sun. Because if that sun dips below that hill, you're sunk, you're dead. The scene looks bad, and you're basically wasted a whole day and a lot of money. And we raced, and basically we were set. We had literally 7 minutes of good light left. I yelled action. She started singing, and it was like the world lit up. All of us. The song was beautiful. She was perfect. She didn't miss one note of it. We got all our shots, I yelled cut, and it was over.
And then he ran up to me with
It's like a magic trick, but yeah.
Very talented.
Thank you. But I mean, it was fun, and it's the magic of movie making, I guess. But on a low budget, on a huge budget movie, because this is very low budget, you would shoot that over 6 days, and you'd come back again and again to show your coverage. But for us, you get one shot at it. And
Are there any changes between the master and what we saw tonight?
besides color and just it sounding better, I don't think so. I think pretty much that's what you saw is the movie as it is.
Okay,
So yeah.
thank you.
Oh,
We have
absolutely.
time for one last quick question.
Was the young girl a newcomer?
No, actually, I would say she's probably one of the most experienced actors
on the set. She did a Guillermo del Toro film, Don't Be Afraid
Don't
of the
Fear
Dark.
She was
and
in
then
Parental Guidance as Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal and Bette Midler, and then Just Go With It with Jennifer Aniston and.
But she, I mean, really,
Taylor.
she was amazing. I mean, she is just turned.
She's 13 in that. I think she's just turned 14.
But she's just, I mean, destroying it. She's like,
Oh, she was 12 when we shot that.
yeah, but she's really sought after. It was actually a big get for us to even get her, and really it's just because she liked the scripts. I mean,
Yeah.
we basically paid her, I would say, like a tiny fraction of her normal salary, and we just got lucky that she liked the script, and I think she just really resonated with the character. And I think a lot of young actors and actresses these days, especially the ones who are doing well, they get a lot of like Nickelodeon movies and things, and they're looking for quality and substance, and they search it out, and that's sort of something that we've learned is that it's a way to get top tier actors at lower rates when doing low budget movies is you sort of hopefully tempt them with quality. So.
Great. Well, we're going to have to wrap it up now, unfortunately. I'd love to talk to these gentlemen all night. We have another movie coming, such is the way of film festivals. But thank you very much to Rhett Giles and Rajeev.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thanks very much.